Hey guys, how you all doing? My name is Kieran, and this is Fox Off RPG. So today I'm joined by Bill of Crawl Club, who currently has a Kickstarter on for Righteous Vow Volume 3. We already reviewed Volume 1, and Volume 2 will come out eventually. So, how you doing, Bill?
Hey, glad to be here.
Thanks for coming. It's been
Yeah.
great because I've been following your work for a while. I came across Volume 1, and I was like, oh, damn, I just missed it. And then a little while later, you announced Volume 2, and I clicked reminder and backer kit, and then I got both of them.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, we've done the first two volumes. Now we're on volume 3, and so far so good. Pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
I am a little bit under the weather. We went out of town for vacation, and my son ended up getting a cough. And if I'm not like 100% right now, that's why. But I'm trying to be as cheerful as I can, despite the circumstances. But you have little kids, and then you end up getting what they give you. So
Yeah.
but
I
got my water, my Nalgene, and I'm good to go. So
that's good. As long as you're able to think for a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be the hard part here. Long work
day
today.
If you need to go at any stage, let me know. It's all good.
No, it's all good. But yeah, I'm excited. We've got things have already gone a lot better than we even imagined. We're all just kind of on cloud 9 right now that things have been going so well. So hopefully things continue to go as well. And yeah, it's just kind of one of those processes where I just feel like there's a lot of responsibility because you've got a lot of people that are pledging with their hard-earned money, and I want to make sure that I do everything right. So it's one of those things where it's like, once the money gets here, don't touch it. Make sure everybody gets their stuff, and then start doing what we need to do. So
yeah, I'd say it's obviously exciting, nerve-wracking, and about a million other emotions you could think.
Absolutely.
Isn't this Kickstarter already done better in Volume 2?
Oh yeah, by far.
Volume 2 got to 8 or 9 grand, I think.
What's that?
Volume 2, that's done about 8 or 9 grand, isn't it?
No, it only got to it was 4,800.
Oh, wow.
Which, when you get factor this chunk, it's really like 4,200. But
wow.
We were still really happy with that because it was the first time we've ever crowdfunded anything. But yeah, this is we're already triple that. So,
crazy. And a lot of that came in the first day.
Yeah, it was eye-opening for sure. It was one of those moments where you're like, okay, people dig this. I'm glad.
That's the best possible thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a creative, I work at an insurance company, and I do audio visual. I'm a AV producer for an insurance company during the day, and then I also have my own wedding videography business. But design and video and that sort of thing is kind of my forte. But I went to Adobe Max in Miami last year, and I took a lot of video training there. But then also I went into some InDesign classes so that way I could pick up more skills in InDesign. So, because doing the layout and layout artist thing is kind of what I love to do, along with writing, and being able to write visually where you have everything laid out and have the spreads right in front of you is really it enables a lot of creativity. And I think that with great tools out there like Affinity Publisher, and then InDesign, of course, and even some now there's like a lot of Word templates out there that creatives are using. Creating for Shadowdark and other RPGs is more accessible than ever, and it's really great. So the opportunity is out there.
And the more skills you can do this yourself, the better. In terms of cost, because getting people to do stuff is expensive because it is time consuming.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if you can do things yourself, you don't have to be like, oh yeah, could you actually change this to this and that to that? You're like, actually, no, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Being able to facilitate a lot of the production other than the art. I wish that I could draw like, Dwayne and Uriah and Andrew, but or Mazrak, and then we even brought in Matt this time, and it's just those guys are incredible talents, and getting to work with them is an honor. So, I mean, I can't draw anything, which I always make the joke, because I do a lot of DMing, and I'll go out and run at my FLGS, the game shop here in Omaha, and then down at the Dungeon Crate, and we do a lot of fun events and stuff, and I'll DM for a lot of people. And some of the chicken scratch that I put on, a Chessex mat with a wet erase marker is just, I mean, my descriptions must be pretty decent, because the visuals aren't too great sometimes, but
that's the power of the mind.
Absolutely. I love that I can draw like the worst map in the entire universe and people are still into it. So
yeah, like anytime I see, like, I talk to some creators every now and then, like guys who make maps as well.
Yeah.
I look at them, I was like, I cannot draw a straight line with a goddamn ruler.
Yeah.
And they're like doing all these fancy things, and I'm like,
yeah. And that's the other thing, like, and that's the beautiful thing about tools like Incarnate and Dungeon Draft and Wonder Draft, and there's a bunch of tools out there where they give you license to use whatever you create, and I think that's a huge blessing and a lot of creators out there are using it. I see other people using Incarnate and Dungeon Draft all the time, and the maps they come up with are sometimes way better than the ones I'm even making. So, I'm not the world's best cartographer. I am probably down at the bottom somewhere, but we try to make up for that with the art and with the actual adventure itself. So, but it's another enabler out there for creatives. Go out there, create some maps, write something, and have fun with it. It's time. It is. I feel like, I think I didn't come up with this. A bunch of people have been saying it, but it is kind of like the golden age of creativity for RPGs right now, because there's a lot of really great creatives out there that are getting the opportunity to create excellent stories, excellent modules, excellent RPGs all together. Earlier today, I was watching Greg Christopher, Chubby Funster.
Oh yeah.
his live stream, and he's coming out with that new it's Shadow City, and
yeah,
man,
it's like a cyber,
like it's going to be amazing.
Vampire Masquerade type game.
And I told him I've never played a vampire anything before, but this could get me to do it, because it looked really well put together. He is so creative. Just the stuff that he does with tables and just different rules. I kind of stay in my lane. I really enjoy making adventures, and that's kind of my where my niche is, or whatever. But I really enjoyed creating the ancestries in volume 2, but I think that just making a good story that can go off in different directions that people can create and make their own, giving them the tools to tell a great story is kind of where I feel my strengths lie, and that's kind of why I keep doing it. So people enjoy it, and if it can bring hours and hours of fun to a gaming group, then that's awesome.
Yeah, and also the thing is, the more you create, the more people are going to look back on your older stuff, the more they're going to get that, and then the more it's going to enable you to be able to make more, and then when you make more, they'll go back on the previous thing that you just made, and it's sort of like a cycle. Yeah. That's kind of what happened with this Kickstarter, essentially. That's what it looks like to me, anyway. And plus, you had more people talking about it. You had Adrian, myself, and I think, who else? 2 or 3 others. I think,
Will at Runeforged. Yeah, he made a really great video for me. He's
just talking there a while ago.
yeah, Will's great, and he just created
so nice.
a new book too, so that's awesome. And he's got some really fantastic art in there too that he had commissioned, and he's doing the thing now too. It's great, and I mean that's kind of what I'm doing. It's all about the love of creating and enjoying this, and I didn't think 2 years ago that I'd be doing this, but it's something fun that I've found is a great creative outlet. And man, I'll tell you what, that Shadowdark game is sure fun to play. That Kelsey gal, she makes a good game. So
I think that's an understatement. And I have to say, there's still so many people who hating on it, and I'm like,
oh,
why? They're like, oh, it's sort of like this. I was like, yeah, well, so is everything else sort of like that thing because they all come from the same thing.
I guess I kind of tuned that out because I don't really hear a lot of
I hear way less of it now.
anymore.
After
Yeah,
the last Kickstarter, they all shut the up.
I think that it's validated. She's the real deal. So
Oh yeah.
so
Brilliant.
hopefully people will just
everything from just like design and layout to simple explanation of the rules. Like when you look back at other editions of the games, you're like they over explain and make things too complicated.
Yeah.
Make it too wordy for roll 2 dice. Because that's essentially what some of this stuff is.
And that's actually one of the things that I need to work on more is simplifying things, because I'll get an idea and then I'll take it off in one direction. And sometimes I'm writing up this big explanation of something and I'm like, you know what? They're probably just going to make it however they want it anyway. So I don't need to explain every little detail. But sometimes I get away from myself with that. But that's why I have editors, and they kind of keep me in line. So
I have like my own little thing I've been working on since I started playing Shadowdark, like just after it came out. It's my own like game world, and I write lore and stuff every now and then. I'm like, this is going on way too long. It's too wordy. It's kind of a bit overly complicated for like an RPG thing to read, and especially if you're trying to put it into like the pages. I'm like, no, I need to change that. But anyway, what I meant to ask from the beginning was
no worries.
What made you get into RPGs? What was the first game you played, and what is generally the kind of games you like to enjoy over others?
Well, the first RPG I ever played was AD&D. It was the black box with the red dragon on it, the starter set that comes with all the cardboard stand-ups and the fold-out map and everything. And I played that at Boy Scout camp when I was young. We had a cabin camp out, and everybody brought out their Axis and Allies and their Risk and their Shogun and all their war games, because we'd play Axis and Allies until like 2 a.m., then go to sleep and wake up in the morning and go on a hike. But then one of the kids brought out Dungeons and Dragons, and we played it completely wrong, but it was fun. And I actually had a little break there. I didn't play a lot of AD&D. I was in a few groups here and there. I can remember that one group that I was a part of was playing, in Greyhawk. But we were just down in dungeons most of the time, and I don't think we played a module. We just played in that world. He had the map in his basement, and we'd all get together and have fun. But yeah, a lot of my RPGs came mostly from video games, really. I mean, we had Hero Quest and Dragon Strike and what was it, Battle Masters, and all those fun board games when we were kids, and I had all of those because I thought they were amazing. But yeah, we played a lot of Hero Quest, me and my little brother, and then we played Diablo and Diablo 2 were like, really, that's when I was like, yeah, I want to play RPGs all the time, So and it was really a lot of video games. Then I played D&D again, and I kind of took a break in there during fourth, as did most people. Came back in fifth.
That's when I started.
A lot of fifth, and then took a break again, and then got back into it some more, played some more fifth, and then found OSR, found DCC, found Shadowdark eventually. But it's been a lot of different instances of gaming. I even had like a Star Wars. We did that Star Wars West End games for a while there, a long time ago. That was a lot of fun. But just I guess it's just always kind of been a part of my life ever since a young age, just rolling dice and having fun and playing board games and RPGs and
Yeah.
video games and
War games.
yeah, war games for sure.
Yeah.
I've played every war game. I used to play 40K. I used to play I still
Same.
play BattleTech. That game's so much fun. Like and I actually like their Alpha Strike version of BattleTech where you can actually play it in like under 2 hours. So
Instead of spending like 6 hours or something.
yeah. If you played like classic BattleTech, man, you could sit there for 6 to 8 hours playing because you gotta like I hit this location. It's like a simulation, which is really fun, and I loved that back in college. But anymore, I'm like, I want to blow up big stompy mechs, but I want to do it in under 2 hours. So here's Alpha Strike, which is that's fun too. So, and I have my Iridani light horse company that I still have all my little miniatures. I have a lot of the old metal ones too, like the original lead ones, which are really cool. But they now the models they make are way cooler, but they're cool to me because they're old and you know, if you lick them, they'll kill you. You know.
That's why you don't ingest poisonous materials.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a reason
those are the ones you put up high and keep away from the children. So.
Yeah, there's one thing I've noticed is people who've come into RPGs in the last, say, 15 years or so, and they might be like around my age in their 30s, and a lot of them have actually never played any war games.
Oh man,
which is kind of weird. I started, the first war game I played was 40K. I was like 10 or 11. You know, it was 3.5. So like it was back when everything was like super gritty and muddy and dirty. It's like proper grim dark. It's great. I loved it. I actually posted some pictures on my Discord of the books I have of some of them. But it was just I think it just feels so weird when you have some new people who've never played. I'm like, that's weird. What are you doing? Go play a war game. Then come back.
I think that's a real reason why a lot of what I create focuses on role play too, but there's definitely a combat element and kind of like in the first one, how at the end of every fortress there was a boss. That's kind of like in a video game you gotta make it to the boss at the end of the level and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely ingrained in what I'm creating now for sure, the wargaming side of things.
Yeah, because you see when people are quote newer, and the ventures they're creating have actually, I find they have less combat in some cases, and it's a bit more all about the story that they've written now, as opposed to letting the story sort of happen throughout, the adventure or whatever. Because obviously some things you're going to be a bit more railroady with adventure paths because it's an adventure path.
Yeah,
but, still usually a wider scope. You can to give you a bit more option. Like with your first one, there's a clear story that's going on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very clear story, but it gives you so much freedom to explore the area and the world around it, and for you to figure out what you need to do and where you need to go. And maybe if you go somewhere too early, you might end up regretting it.
Yeah, one thing I think that I need to get back to with maybe the fourth one that I liked about the first one that I need to revisit is with that first map. A lot of that was empty, and I was just like, fill this in. If you want some more stuff, put it in there, or drop this into your world. With the second and third one, especially on the third one, it is definitely, there's a huge map, and there's a lot of locations there to visit. So, and the adventure itself for the third one, it can go in any number of directions. Right now, I'm actually running a Shadowdark game group on Monday nights, and we're going through Janelle Jacquet's Dark Tower. So, so that and actually, one of the reasons why I'm doing that is just because I need to pick her brain, and kind of figure out, I want to make sure that I'm doing things the right way. And one of my criticisms previously was you're not given enough. It's kind of linear. This dungeon's linear, and and it's not just in her work. It's in a lot of writers' work, but and that's something that I wanted to do in two, and I felt like I did a decent job of. But in the third volume here, there's definitely so many directions to go, and I don't think any group that goes through this is going to go through it the same way, just because it's an open world and there's a lot to it. There's a lot of tools in there that you can use, and even the towns themselves, I give you kind of the guidelines on what could be in them, and kind of a table of what is in each one of these towns, and then you can, each one of them is going to be different and explained differently. so it's going to be a lot of fun getting this done. Sorry, I'm getting a little something going because I've got some crud. So
no, take your time. Like, and is this also a big boy for an adventure as well? It's what, 140? It's at least 140 pages.
Yeah, so, it's actually going to be around 170 now because.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Serious question. What are you doing to yourself?
Well, there's a lot of art in it too, So.
Yeah.
but
by the way,
there's a lot of content.
Great artists in both volume 1 and volume 2.
And I like pictures. I mean, that's just how I am. Not every page is like this, but I wanted to show off the art. Obviously, there are several pages that don't even have art on them, but a lot of really great art throughout. And I'll tell you what, I always say this, but even if you don't use any of my adventure, I feel like the price of admission is there just from all the original art you're getting, just because it's, I mean, Andrew Beckwith, seriously, he's my favorite artist. I tell him all the time. And, even the stuff that Uriah and Dwayne, they're both making is incredible. I've got, let's see who else we got. We got Mazrak, and then we got Matt Morrow. He's in here as well, which he did artwork for the actual Shadowdark rule book. So
nice.
You can
get that feel even more so.
Yeah, and so Matt Morrow, he did a lot of really great art in the Shadowdark rule book, and then he showed up at our local gaming store, the Game Shop. We do a monthly Shadowdark game there. He shows up, he brings out some paper and pens and starts sketching what we're doing in the adventure. Comes and hangs out. I didn't realize he lived nearby, but he comes to our store here in Omaha and just hangs out and draws some stuff. And I was like, well, we definitely need to get you drawing some art for Righteous Vow. So, and
that's awesome.
He was happy to oblige, and I'm just really excited about that because, man,
it's like such a happy accident.
Yeah, it is. And he's a great guy, and he's got, ever since then, he's come to every single one of our monthly game days. So
that's cool.
Really awesome to have him there and hang out and just get to enjoy his art and hanging out with him and his stories and stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah. And
I actually wanted to ask you, so volume 1 was basically, you're trying to uncover sort of a mystery of what's going on in the area, going from castle to castle, trying to discover, I don't want to spoil things for anyone who hasn't seen it, but going from castle to castle and area to area, trying to get items and defeat sort of like mini bosses and bosses to, get to the big bad. It's sort of in the adventure. And then volume 2, I haven't played it, so generally when I try to do reviews and stuff like that, I'll play the hell out of it. I don't look at something, read it. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, but it might sound cool, but you don't know how it plays. But if I know people who played it and they said it's absolutely excellent, but the team is a lot more prehistoric. There's a lot of dinosaurs, cool stuff like this. So what's the team and the sort of backstory of the world in this one?
Oh, in this one? Okay. Yeah. So in Righteous Vow 3, technically, I mean, technically, when I started writing these, I said it's in your world, right? Because I didn't
Yeah.
really have a world. I'm more of a person that enjoys the adventure and the story that can be created, and I'm not so much worried about, is this a place that matters, aside from another world. These are supposed to be dropped into your world and used with your adventure, or your setting. However, there are references in this, actually in this volume, to places that were in the first volume, and and we're kind of building a world as we go, I suppose. But it can still, they could still be in whatever world. It's just
Plug and play.
there's just locations that seem to connect somehow. But this is in the Two Kingdoms, and it is a area in this world where the eastern side of the Two Kingdoms is the Kingdom of Doxum, which is where the Paladins, the Knight Paladins, are their kingdom is, and then to the west is where the dwarves have their underground mines, and then their castle, etc. But yeah, they and they live in the Myth Mountains, which I named it that because that's where you get the mithril, So
Yeah.
they live in the mountains of Myth, so and then surrounding that, you do have kind of it's kind of like a portion of the Two Kingdoms that's kind of a neutral area down to the south, and you've got the shores of Torbenhau, and because Doxum has their deity and their religions, there's a lot of the folk who would probably want to practice, if they want to worship Saint Taragnus or Gede or whoever, and they don't want to be enveloped in the society there, and want to do their own thing. It's kind of mutually protected by the dwarves and the paladins, but it's a separate part away from the kingdom, and they have the shores down there with the Ailed Sea. And unfortunately, anytime they're being attacked by the orcs, they come from the Ailed Sea. And in this instance, I don't want to give too much away, but they have they've decided to attack once again. And as they are attacking, they bring with them the Gorbel trolls, which is a new type of troll that I dreamed up, and then Matt Morrow actually drew, which was kind of fun. And the idea behind these trolls is they're kind of a more aquatic troll.
There you go.
Yeah, they're this guy right here.
It's like a froggish looking dude.
Yeah, so they're good at swimming, but their thing is they hide kind of in shallow water because they've got the blowhole or the third nostril on the top of their head, and they can kind of hide in that shallow water and stalk, and then jump out and surprise. So that's their whole thing. And then there's more enemies than that. There's an undead element to this. There's definitely cultists in this one, and then the Knights of the Brood, which are turned paladins, basically dark paladins. And then there's the dragon Goust, which is a big part of this adventure as well. So that's one of the things that I really wanted to set out to do, because you've got volume 1, which is the first few levels, then you got like the mid-tier levels in volume 2, and then I wanted volume 3 to kind of be that level 5 and up. It's technically like a level 5 to 8 adventure, but there are, if you go above 8, it's only going to help you and your party to face, possibly a dragon at the end of the adventure. So and that's one of the things. How many times have you played Dungeons and Dragons, and how many times have you actually encountered a dragon? We want to make sure.
Yeah, that's
encounter a dragon.
I suppose it also depends on your edition. If you're playing like maybe 5th edition, you might have encountered a lot of dragons. I hear about that. If you played older editions, you're like, we're not going there.
And there's a reason for it.
We have to try and haggle to not die or be eaten by a dragon,
Yeah.
People, like especially in the older editions, like dragons are highly intelligent, and they'll happily bargain to get something in return in order for you to not die.
Yeah,
they're greedy, but they're also lazy as hell.
yeah. It depends on your DM too, because there's also, I know in our local group we've got a DM named Terry, and he's awesome. But he made sure to put that hallway, that 5-foot hallway that goes right down in frost breath formation, and he just frost breath. There was a frost dragon, and just ice breath to a whole, like, probably 8 of us, and killed us. It was nice. Fun. But yeah, he plays in that old school style of, let's just see how many PCs we can murder, and then we just roll up new ones, and it's fun.
It's like he said, you should have sent one guy to peek around the corner, but no.
No, we were too, we weren't smart enough for that. All good.
Well, that was more of his fun then, as opposed to your fun.
Oh, you know what? It's still fun for us too, because we laugh. There's several of us who have high death counts in that game, but if we survive like 3 or 4 sessions, we're lucky. So
wow, he's generous. But there's some things you said there I absolutely love. First of all, I love orcs. I think orcs are amazing. I love cultists. They're always fun. They can make them silly, wacky, or super serious. There's lots of things you do with that. And I'm a dwarf, man. I'm a dwarf supremacist. All hail dwarfiness. That's me. I am an actual dwarf in real life. Not really, but I might as well be. So that's pretty cool. And then obviously you have the cultists have something to do with the paladins, the dark paladins as well.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. They kind of work together. You'll see. I don't want to give too much away. The
second I could, I backed this. I got the hard copy myself.
Awesome.
And it is, you have, you can get the previous books if you missed them out as well. You can get them in digital, and you can get them in hardback. Which is pretty cool. Like you see here, like the hardback of Volume 3, $38. The softback, $25. The PDF only is $15. The hardback bundle for all 3 is $90, which is an absolute steal, by the way.
Well, the other thing about this is these aren't going to be the print-on-demand versions. We're actually getting a print run of all of these. So I'm working on it right now. I'm in discussions with 3 different services at the moment to try and make sure that we make this the best it can be for the budget we have. So any extras, they might be, we might be getting some new tiers here soon for the to be unlocked for these stretch goals, but we'll see. We've got to be good stewards of the money and make sure we're not bankrupting ourselves by accident. But I think there's probably some wiggle room to do something fun, and we'll figure it out.
That's cool. And then you have the softback physical copies as well, which is $65. You have the bundle of the 3, which is $40, and then you have some add-ons as well, which is super cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
This add-on here, I think this was for, you got this, it's a PDF, and it was attached the first 2 days, was it?
Yeah, so the first 48 hours of the Kickstarter, as a thank you for everybody that backed early, we made this included with the Kickstarter, and then after that it's just a $10 add-on, and this is actually another enemy within the adventure. This is the Dwergar, which they are underneath the mountains of myth where the dwarves live, and so there's a whole new enemy for you to take on. And I've actually written kind of a plot hook into the main adventure that will go along with this story. So you can either make it up yourself, or this gives you all the tools to run it in a map. And it's actually this is going to be really fun too, because Dwayne Rogers, one of our Righteous Vow artists, he put together a point crawl that is kind of like it's a cross section of the mountain where it shows like the castle on the top, and then it goes down into the Dwarven Mines, and then down below that and into the Undermountain where the Dwergar are living. And so you can visit all of those locations. So it's kind of like a whole nother zine, whole nother adventure, but we're just I'm going to make it just that adventure, make it kind of short, but also this is me we're talking about, so it's probably going to be 20 to 30 pages by the time I'm done with it anyway.
And the RZ, like that's a good size like adventure as well.
Yeah. So
Like, especially when you talk about RPGs, because RPGs are weird. Like you can get like 5-6 pages, and that might last you a couple hours, or it could last you a couple sessions, depending on how things go and
oh, absolutely.
how you implement things. It's so weird. Like
Yeah.
like I have books that I have with adventures in it, and it's like, okay, cool. This will last me X amount of sessions, and then I have books with like half as many pages. I'm like, Jesus, I'd be here forever with this.
Absolutely. And you've got games like Mothership where we went through that another bug hunt introductory adventure, and that, I mean, that's like 4 to 5 solid sessions right there with your gaming group. And you can get a lot out of that little zine for sci-fi gaming. And then Limithron with their adventure that comes with, I just got it at GaryCon, but
Fireborg,
it's Pirate Borg Adventure.
Bahamas.
Yeah. That one's really, really awesome. And actually, I'll tell you what is it? 3D6 down the line is doing a playthrough of that right now.
Nice.
Which is really awesome. Which those guys, they did the Ardenville playthrough. And
They've been doing that for like 2.5 years, I think.
yeah, I got to meet those guys at GaryCon, and they're the coolest guys. Seriously, I love those guys. Can't wait to go high five them again next year.
You'll meet a big range of characters as well.
Yeah,
from they're pretty cool.
Absolutely.
You can also get the Dark Visions bundle.
Yep.
Pretty cool. I have this as well. I have it upstairs in my my place of magical items. That sounds dodgy now when I say it like that. But anyway, we'll just forget I ever said that. The PDF bundle for you, and the Devouring Labyrinth PDF, which just finished their own Kickstarter there a couple, like 2 weeks ago or so, I think.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other cool thing is Jeff is actually doing all of the fulfillment for Righteous Vow, and they just finished their fulfillment for that. They're doing another Gary's Appendix that's coming out, which I'm excited for that. I already backed that. I think it's like volume 7 of Gary's Appendix already. And,
I think that just launched like a couple hours ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I backed that right away. But he's going to be fulfilling this Kickstarter, so he does a really great job. And then Zach has been instrumental in getting this all put together. He kind of helped me figure out Kickstarter, taught me what I need to do. And I mean, Kickstarter is actually fairly user friendly. I actually had an easier time building out my crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter than I did on BackerKit. So I would say, as far as being user friendly, Kickstarter's really done a great job there so far. It's been amazing.
Because as far as a user perspective on like funding platforms, I think Kickstarter is the most user friendly for like customers or people, because I like BackerKit, but when you search for things on BackerKit, it doesn't necessarily work right. I've noticed it's kind of weird.
I haven't really searched for a lot on BackerKit. I just kind of end up there when somebody's crowdfunding, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Press the button.
In order to get there, you have to know someone who's having something going on there as well. So
I love BackerKit. In fact, I think we're still going to end up using BackerKit for fulfillment, because I think Jeff wants to do that. And that's the best way to go. So it still has so much usefulness. I'm not here to dog on BackerKit, because I still want to use it, and it's great. But Kickstarter has been great for this is going better than I had hoped and imagined, and we've already, surpassed the goal several times over. But
that's such a good problem.
It's not a bad problem to have, not at all.
Yeah.
So.
And you're almost at like $17,000. I think you're only like 200 under. Let's see. Yeah, you're like what?
Yeah,
340.
Yeah, $300 some odd, 359 or something like that.
That's crazy.
361.
And you have some cool stretch goals as well.
Can't laugh tonight, but
you have the hex map that just got that's English not working. So I absolutely love maps. I love hex maps. I'm all about the hexies.
Yeah, and this would be great because it's a player version, so it doesn't have all that on it. So you can kind of pass it around the table, and let people see, here's the world you're in. You can write on it if you want to. And I just really like handouts anyway, and any kind of art that kind of immerses the players in the world. So kind of as a Kickstarter exclusive, anybody who's backing is going to, and does it physically. Unfortunately, we can't. I mean, I'll probably send out a PDF of everything, so that way if people want to print it out at home, they can for their own personal use. But I can't really. I'll send them a picture of the sticker, but as far as if you're a physical backer, you're going to get these printed and sent with your Kickstarter, and that's only available during this Kickstarter. So it's kind of a fun extra for everybody to be able to pick all that up and have it available for when they run the adventure. Or even we've got people that love to just hang the artwork on their wall in their game room, and it's really great to see. But that sticker, ever since Kelsey did she did the troll sticker for the last Kickstarter, I was like, I want to do a cool sticker like that. So I stole that idea from her. So
yeah, and there's always two types of people when they get stickers. They take it off and slap onto something, or they never touch it.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to put it in a vacuum seal bag, so it'll never be out, used anywhere. It's not going to be damaged.
I just slap them on the back of my laptop. That's what I do. So
there's only two types of people in this world: stickers on, or keep them safe.
Yeah,
and you have like you said, you have art prints as well, which is something done in the previous Kickstarter. I know as well.
Yeah.
And you're almost near the Dwarf Guard print.
Yeah.
So that's
and then really cool Gauss Layer art print that Uriah is actually drawing right now. It was funny because I was like, I'm going to make this a stretch goal. And he's like, oh, I guess I better get on drawing that. so thanks, Uriah. Really appreciate it. But cool. And I mean, we have probably 75 to 85% of the art done, but this thing is just so jam-packed with art. It's going to be, and a lot of the art we already have is amazing. So there's already so much great art in it that I would be happy with just putting it out as is, but we want to make sure that, that little, I don't know, there's probably a better word for it, but we just like in our little chat, because it's Uriah, Andrew, and Dwayne and I, and we talk every day in the RV artists chat on Facebook, and on our phones, we're talking back and forth. And I don't know if there's probably a way better term for it, but we call it page flare. And it's just like, all right, I've got enough words, but there's a corner here. Can you throw some art in there?
There's a little space here. Give me something.
Some page flare on page 64 or whatever. So
it's kind of the way you talk about it. It kind of reminds me of Rob Alderman. He done a God's Forbidden Art, and his book is absolutely full of art. And he's talked in a similar way. He's like, oh, I love cool art. I just want to have art everywhere. And this is, so that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. I mean, it's seriously one of those situations where I'm just so in awe of their talent, and I love what they're creating, that it's kind of like I'm a kid in a candy store. I'm like, I don't want to ask too much of you guys, but keep making awesome stuff. So, and then, it's really great, because that's one of the best things about doing these crowdfunding campaigns is, I'm able to have a budget to pay my artists, and I mean, and give them, or not give them, but they've worked for it, but give them what they've earned, and actually provide for real artists. And that's important to me, especially because there's a lot, we're in a world right now, and as a audio video producer, I do embrace AI while I'm at work, and I use 11 Labs all the time for voiceovers, and I use different AI solutions at my job, because that's what they want, and that's what I'm going to do in order to keep up with my skills. But as far as when it comes to my creative, what I'm creating personally, and I just want it to be something that has real human, creativity to it. So that's always going to be the case for Crawl Club Publishing, and it's always going to be the case for what I can personally choose to create or be a part of, projects that I'm a part of, just because it's important to me. And when I have the choice, I want to make the choice to hire a human. So there you go.
Yes. Give money to people.
Absolutely.
You're like, damn it, let me rethink this.
Yeah.
Only joking. But yeah, just one thing I want to ask as well is, everyone has a different creative process. Some people, like, they come up with a premise for an adventure or something like that, maybe a paragraph or two. Some people come across it when they're playing a game and like, I like this element, maybe I'll work on this. Some people like look at a piece of art and they get inspired by it and they draw from there, or they write from there. How do you end up usually going about your creation?
It is a mix, and it's kind of fun in that aspect. The very first book, a lot of the ideas and writing was put together while I was writing it, but there were pieces of art that were created before I got to that point. Like, I had the idea for the skeletal Cyclops, and I described to Andrew what I wanted. And honestly, the theme and I was watching Return of the Jedi, and when the Rancor comes out and fights with Luke at Jabba's palace, I was like, I want to do that with a giant skeleton that's a Cyclops, an adventure. Yeah. So I showed him an old Ralph McQuarrie art of Luke fighting the Rancor, and I said, can you do this only with the giant skeleton and a bunch of adventures? And he did. And then a lot of the writing, it either happens simultaneously with the art or even after the art. Sometimes I've got the idea of what I want to do, and then they make the art later. But especially in volume 2 was almost entirely written after the art was created. And that was because Andrew was just drawing these ratkin and ratmen like crazy, and he was very into it. And I was like, okay, maybe we can do this for like volume 4 or 5. And I had other ideas of what I wanted to do for the next one. And then he was like, oh man, I just keep cranking these out. And he'd come up with another really amazing art piece with ratkin in it. And I was like, okay, you're excited about this, let's just do it. So we went in and just decided, if this is what my artists are excited about drawing, let's go with it. And I feel like that really helped it to succeed too, because if the creatives that you're working with are excited about the direction you're going, and that's what zone they're in, or then the collaboration is just going to be better when people are excited about what you're creating. So they Uriah and Dwayne were like, yeah, let's do this. This is awesome. And they came up with some really amazing art pieces as well. And, I described, I said, we've got to have somebody, because I feel like the ratkin, rats are always bad guys, but, sometimes they're good guys. There's a certain cartoon that we watched when we were kids that is completely unrelated to this adventure, but but not all the rats are bad guys. but yeah, there was a lot of I wanted to create an enemy for them. So I said, yeah, how about lizardmen? Lizards and rats can fight, right? So. And then I was like, well, if we're going to have lizards, let's go all out and put some dinosaurs in there. And, being, everybody's a Lord of the Rings fan, right? So we've got the Mumakil with the Howdah on it. And I said, let's do that, only a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And Andrew comes back with Andrew comes back with that T-Rex with the Howdah on the back and all the lizard men with spears. And I was like, this is perfect. This is excellent. So we ran with
some of that art in volume 2 is it's super cool, but some of it is kind of funny in a weird way. Oh, yeah. It's like it's wacky, but not like God wacky.
Yeah, it still fits in Shadowdark, but
Yeah.
it definitely leans, DCC at times. Yeah,
Pretty
I
cool.
can, and that's great because I love DCC. I'm going to play at
Yeah, me
DCC
too.
Day this Saturday, so
Oh, nice.
get out there and play some DCC at your
I
FLGS.
recently got my Probo Planet backer kit
Nice.
there a couple weeks ago. So
I just got my Kingdom of Thracia, and
oh, nice.
Man, I love every single time they come out with those OAR books. I have the whole collection, man. Volume 1 on. They're great. Right now I'm running Dark Tower in Shadowdark, and then I'm also running our monthly campaign is I'm using the OAR from Keep on the Borderlands, that Into the Borderlands Goodman Games book. I'm using that for the and since Western Reaches isn't out yet, we've got to use the Gygax version first, and then we'll switch over to Western Reaches once that hits in December. So that'll be amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's see where we are now. It's gone up a little bit. So
yeah,
I think that's more or less what I'll touch on. I know you're not feeling the best, so I don't want to keep you too long. We're nearly an hour at this as well. So
yeah, no, it's been a really great. I can't even talk. Really great conversation. It's been a blast. And is it just Siren? Am I saying or Siren?
Don't worry, you'll never get it right. It's Kieran.
Kieran. Oh, dude,
yeah.
Don't
worry.
Kieran.
This is a thing where Americans will come up with every possible variation of my name except what it is. It's because they're not used to it. I don't expect people who've never heard my name to be able to say it. Because
Kieran.
Is that right? Name, yeah, Kieran. Yeah.
Kieran. Okay.
Some people, depending on where you live, will say Kieran. So,
Kieran.
Yeah. But you see how my name has like a little French thing on top of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called a father. That's what we call it. It's from Gaelic. So what it does, it elongates and opens up the word, the letters. Yeah. So it's Kieran. So it opens, yeah. Anyway, don't worry about it. I don't know.
That's awesome though. I just want to make sure I get it right because I've been telling people.
Don't worry about it.
I messed it up. So, Kieran.
Well, I've been called Cyan. So.
No. At least I didn't do that.
Oh my god, I'm a blue-green.
Cyan. No.
Yeah, I will obviously give a link to the Kickstarter page, like your social media and stuff like that. So that's what I always do with everyone on every product I looked at or anyone I interview. Always drop in their socials so people can follow them. It's
sweet.
Yeah, they might come across you.
And do you want me to spoil something for you so that way you can have something cool, or to like just an extra something to draw people in? I could spoil something for you
if you want to.
Just because, I feel like I have you up at 3 a.m. doing this interview. I'm like, the poor guy stayed up for me, and
I can edit out if you want, or I can keep it in. It's up to you.
No, here, whatever you want. People love hearing me stumble over my words, and so it's all good. I don't care. Let's see. Let me try and share my screen here. Now let's see if I can do it.
And let's see if I don't mess it up as well.
Open system settings. I gotta let it do the thing. Okay, and then I gotta use my fingerprint, and then it says allow. Oh, it says I have to quit and reopen. Let's see. Maybe it'll let me. Hang on. Maybe I have to click share. Let's see if it'll let me without doing it, but it might make me share screen. Let's see if it'll work. Oh, no, it's going to make me. I'd have to quit and reopen to share my screen. What I could do, let's see. I could just send you a picture of it. Would that work?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Let me see if I can do. Actually, do you want? I'll just come out and come back in if that's cool. That way I can just share.
Whatever you want.
I'll do that. I'll be right back.
No worries.
Cool.
Oh my god, I'm all alone. Oh yeah, I better not do that. I sound weird. So yeah, this is pretty cool, guys. I'm super excited. I have volume 1, volume 2. I am going to leave my review for volume 1 in the top right corner. I've probably done that earlier, but yeah, you can check it out. I will be looking at volume 2 at some stage, but not for a while, maybe because I'm backed up on a couple of things, and I kind of have my own little schedule out in place. So it'll be a little while, but yeah, this is looking awesome, and it's a big boy. Volume 1 was absolutely amazing. I loved it, and I can't wait to get into volume 2, and of course volume 3. Volume 1, I think it was 80 or 90 pages. This one, he said, like, it's going to be closer to 170, and volume 2, I think that's 140 or 150. So,
let's see if I can.
Ta-da!
All right, I'm back. Let me see if I can do this now, because if I can do this, this would be pretty cool. All right, let's see.
If you can't, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
It should work. Let me see if I can. There we go. Share screen. Share screen. Window. Let's do this. All right. How about that? Can you see that?
There you go.
All right. So this is actually where the magic happens right here. so this is actually design itself. So, and nice. There's some of the artwork that Andrew just worked on. But
that
yeah,
is so cool.
Dwarven
so
jeweler
detailed.
Just for you, since you love dwarves. So
it's me.
Yeah. His name is Chiron. Chiron the dwarf. It's
That's
official.
Cool.
But yeah, we're one of the things that we're doing is we are adding in. Oh, and there's another piece of artwork. We're going to have mounts, and one of the mounts is going to be a war hog. As you can see, there's a piece of page flare that is being worked on right now. That is not there yet. But
I love the dwarf's armor there. It kind of felt sort of Mongolian-ish.
Yeah, and that
Pretty
I
cool.
mean, the warhog is in this world is a mount that the dwarves like to use. It's kind of a the paladins have their war horses and the dwarves have their war hogs. So
and hogs like to eat things as well when they're hungry. So,
but the towns and villages, we're gonna have a whole bunch of different fun parts of the adventure where you can actually go through, visit these towns and villages within the two kingdoms, and you're gonna use these. There's just different descriptions of what you might find at an inn, some of the brews you might find there, some things you might find at their market, some different items on tables that you can purchase. There are temples. Cool. There, if you're going to the smithy. If you're going to the alchemists, to the stables, how much it might cost for different mounts and rules for those. Going to the brewery or the jeweler. And then, then we're going to have, there's another piece of art that's being worked on right now. But then there's the different villages and then information about those. So
that's cool.
There you go. You get a couple of spoilers about that.
That's cool. All that stuff helps to add into the make-believe in people's like heads. They can sort of like see it. Even the more information you can tell them, oh, this is over here, this is what it looks like. You can sort of see it in your head better. Because I like to do things through theater of mind as much as possible, mainly because I can't draw for shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Same here. I can't draw either, but the illustrations help for sure.
Like I said, you give me a ruler, a piece of paper, I'll draw you a circle. That's my drawing ability.
Excellent. Yeah.
That's cool. Thank you.
So yeah, this is going to have all sorts of just enough content here to run a campaign, or however much of the adventure. Several of the locations in here can be pulled out and used as one shots too. There's it is definitely the most what's the word? I'm brain farting because I'm so tired. Yeah, it's definitely the most in-depth thing we've put together for sure. but yeah, a lot of new art, a lot of new locations. But yeah, I can't wait to get it in everybody's hands. We're working on it right now. All of this is in editing, so every
Yeah.
one of these sentences is being picked apart and changed. So if you see a mistake in the writing right there, it's being changed. So
That's normal. Things can be taken out, rewritten, or completely thrown away.
Oh,
That's what
absolutely.
it's called, editing.
Absolutely. And so some of this stuff, you know, I love my editors, Wayne and Lori Brecky. They do a fantastic job, and Wayne has so many great ideas. And then also, Steve Bladek and Sean Fontaine, and I know that we've got a new editor that just kind of joined us this go around, and he's been working with us as well. And John Chappelle, and he used to write for Disney, which is kind of fun. So, and those guys are kind of
like
more
Disney
on
to shadowy debt.
and he's kind of more, and those three guys are more on the play testing and Shadowdark world side of editing, whereas and Wayne and Lori still do that sort of thing because they have Wayne Brecky has a vast history in D&D, and he's been playing since he was a kid, and he's all over it. But as far as like making sure that everything is as Shadowdark as can be, I've got those play testers, and they're more like the content. Also to make sure that I'm not TPKing everybody at the drop of a hat too. So.
Like only a little bit, not too much.
Sometimes I make things too powerful. It's happened in the past, and I get reined in for sure.
That's the natural DM thing. It's like how much can I push it?
Absolutely.
Well, it's like if they die, it's their own fault for bad rolls or not thinking too much about the situation at hand. And you're like, it's like level 2 characters, like 3 dragons appear, deal with it.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I've hit people with 3 dragons yet. It might happen though. You never know.
There's always a possibility.
Yeah.
Or if anyone's listening to this, add 3 dragons at the end.
Yeah. Well, Chiron, you have got the exclusive first look inside of Righteous Vow Volume 3. And now Adrian's gonna kill me. So
I feel like I'm gonna get him like a rubber. There you go.
Oh man, yeah. But seriously, thank you to Adrian, thank you to Will over at RuneForge. You guys have been such awesome supporters of Righteous Vow and Crawl Club Publishing and everything we're doing. And without creators like you guys, seriously, we would, there's a lot of writers and producers out here that sincerely, I for one will say on behalf of everyone in the Shadowdark community, thank you for what you do, because without getting the word out to the people who would hopefully enjoy something like this, we'd just be sitting in our basement writing for ourselves. So,
well, that is a stupidly generous thing to say, because people like me, we just sit down and read and play cool things that other people make. So that's
nothing wrong with that. You get to have fun, and that's
so again, thank you for saying that though. But I'm just a dumbass who plays games. I like to show off cool things.
Hey, don't say that about my friend.
Again, thank you for doing this with me. It's absolutely brilliant. I'll let you go. We've been at this for a while. I know you're not well, but again, thank you for coming on. I will again leave links to everything you have below. I mean, to the Kickstarter, social media, all that stuff. I'll leave in the pinned comment and the description. So if anyone wants to check this out, please do. Give me 1 sec. And yeah, so you can get on this. We can try and just bring this up by maybe a couple more thousand, because it's still 22 days left. Like, there's still plenty of time to go. Because usually what happens the first couple days and the last couple days is when you get the big pushes. So.
Well, the higher this number gets, the more I look at it and go, oh man, I have a big responsibility here. I better do a good job. So the higher that number gets, the more I want to. I mean, not that I don't want to create something great, but it's definitely got my eyes wide open, saying, okay, it's time to deliver on this, because a lot of people are excited about it. So we're working hard. all the artists are working really hard. And I mean, we've got about 85% of the art done, and they're plugging away. And that's the beautiful thing about my artists is they can draw stuff in like a night that is better than anything that I've seen other artists take weeks to make. So I'm just like amazed sometimes at what they're like, oh, you wanted that? Here you go. And it's like, oh my God.
You just blink and it appears. You're like, what the hell?
Oh, seriously.
You got time machine or something there?
It's not always one night, but sometimes it's like, 3 or 4 days, and it's like the most awesome thing I've ever seen. I feel very fortunate to be working with these guys, and they blow me away with what they create every day. So awesome. Very thankful and fortunate to be in the position that I am to write alongside these guys. And especially, working with my editors, Wayne and Lori, they do a fantastic job. The quality of these books is a sign of, and it points directly to how talented they are as editors. And if you are creating a project and you need an editor, get a hold of me and I'll point you in their direction, because they will do a great job for you too. They're not free, but they're really good. And they will do a good job for you, and they're worth every penny. And yeah, just everybody involved is fantastic, and I'm very thankful to be able to put a project together like this and watch it grow like this. So, and it's awesome. And we owe it all to Kelsey, so thank you, Kelsey.
Big time.
And Mike over there at Night Newton Games. I need to talk about him more, because he created, I have it right here. I promised him I'd talk about this at some point. Will it come up? Okay, dang it. Okay. Yes, there it is.
Oh yeah, I backed that as well.
Creating and adapting monsters for use in Shadowdark RPG with mini bestiary or bestiary. How do you say it? Bestiary, right?
Yeah.
And bookmark. The bookmark is handy.
Nice.
But this thing is great. I used it to create some of the monsters in Righteous Vow 3, and I even put a thank you in the back of Righteous Vow 3 where we have our thank yous, thanking Michael, because
that's awesome.
He is the man.
I backed that as well.
Get that if you don't have it already. Yeah.
It's very useful. It's always handy just having different tools around you can grab and draw from, or for reference even,
Yeah. And I mean, there's a reason why this thing's on my desk. I use it all the time. Seriously, like this zine right here is like one of the most handy little suckers. I think he just did a episode with oh man, what is the name of the podcast? I listen to it all the time, and now I'm brain farting the name of it. Do you listen to that podcast? Let me bring up my Overcast so that I can tell you the name of it. Dungeon Master Diaries. Have you listened to that yet? No?
I'm not sure.
It's Matt Bruner and Jody Krafalik.
No.
I probably butchered his last name, but sorry about that, Jody. But those two gentlemen do an excellent job. You should go listen to Dungeon Master Diaries. I'm just going to plug everybody during this.
Yeah, I'll check it out now.
Between that and Between Two Karens, which is another OSR related podcast.
For a second there, I thought you were trying to say my name.
Oh, yeah. You should go on that podcast just because.
I'll just call myself Karen.
There's only one of you. What are you trying to do here? Anyway.
That's cool. But yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I've rambled enough. But actually, thank you for doing this, because actually, even though I'm going to go cough a bunch after this and drink much water, it actually kind of re-energized me. So doing stuff like this, talking to people, I'm a very, I don't know, you've probably figured this out. I have the gift of gab, and if you get me talking, I'll talk forever, so we better stop. But
yeah, I can do that.
Thanks for having me here, for real.
It's been absolutely brilliant. I will probably have this up probably later today, actually.
Sweet.
I'll have, because this has to download stuff and maybe do a little bit of editing. But yeah, that's been awesome.
Yeah,
that's it, guys. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks again, Bill. So again, if you want to check out anything from Bill, check out the Kickstarter. I'll leave it in the description and the pinned comment, as well as the social media links. So go check it out. Back awesome stuff and play awesome games.
All
That's
right.
it, guys. Thanks a million. I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.
Take care.